So, what should young entrepreneurs, what kind of mindset should they adopt for overall success and growth?
Something that's really good, that's helped me during my journey in my personal life and professional life, is actually switching my mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And that kind of did the whole thing. That kind of changed my perspective on the whole journey as a whole. Because let me give you an example. As we go through life, we typically, people tell us, hey, at this age, this is where you want to be, and at this age, this is what you should be doing, and at that age, if you're not here, you're not successful. Or what that really does, it kind of puts your progress in these boxes. And usually anything that you have a plan on getting done, you'll get there over time. If you have the right goals, you'll get there. But how that really limits an entrepreneur is that what if you could have went further, And having a growth mindset is about saying to yourself, how far can I go? And not when will it happen, and when is that going to happen? It's how far can I go, because it's limitless potential.
Talking about how somebody can be resilient during adverse times, what are some tips to become more resilient in the face of adversity?
Yeah, that's a great question. Resiliency is a tough one. It's something that develops over time, and I think the more challenges you face in life and things don't happen your way, that's when it truly gets tested. Having a positive attitude and understanding that nothing happens overnight and it's going to take some time is important. So developing patience, but patience doesn't mean, I'm going to sit down and wait for it all to fall in place. Patience means aggressive patience and doing something every day that's going to get you closer to your journey. And so it's hard. It's easy to be happy and smiling when things are going well and you're making money, or you just landed this deal and you signed that contract and you got this in the works and everything is blowing up according to plan. But when it all blows up in your face, you got a hostile takeover, or your team's getting restructured, or you lost a bunch of money and the deals is not working out, or you can't close the quarter. That's when it's it's high stakes, and now your back's against the wall, and you're going through a down period. But that's life, ups and downs, and it's kind of brings you back to homeostasis, right? In the medical perspective, everything's about balance, right? And it kind of goes, it works like a wave. And so if you don't hit the lows, you're never going to appreciate the highs.
If everything has meaning, then everything's meaningless. It all has meaning.
Right.
Or some helpful leadership practices that someone can start using in their day-to-day business for maximum efficiency of themselves and also the other people around them?
Yeah, different industries have different types of leadership practices. I believe that a good leader should be someone who listens to their team and values everybody's input and gives them a chance to speak up without fear. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to listen to you, but everybody has to feel valued, and sometimes somebody else's opinion can actually be the better choice and the better route that you should be doing, and you're closed off and you're not thinking about it or considering it. You're going to make mistakes, and I think better decisions happen when you make it together as a team. So one of the leadership practices that I like is actually having good communication with your skills, teamwork, making everybody feel valued and heard. Another thing about leadership is about thinking ahead and planning and making sure that you're always 6 steps ahead of the game, so you can prevent adverse scenarios, or you know what to do when something doesn't happen. You always have a plan B, plan C, etc. I expect the worst, hope for the best, right?
You mentioned gratitude for well-being. Like, what is gratitude? How can somebody become more grateful and have more gratitude in their life, and why is that important?
Yeah, so gratitude is a big one, and you do this, it's a good practice to incorporate into your daily living, because every night, you go to bed, you should say thank you. For something as simple as, I'm breathing, I had a great day, great, time with my wife and my kids, and I'm living another day, right? And now I get to go to sleep, right? Thank you, I got a roof over my head, right? May not have $1 billion, but you're living, right? You wake up in the morning, you say thank you as well, because you got another chance, right, to make another difference. So, and what this does, this attitude of gratitude, what it really does, it actually, it brings your energy up, because you're always winning. You always got something to be happy about. And I feel many people don't really value all the things that they have around them, because they're so stuck in the future, and they want, and I want this, and I want to get this job, and I want that car. But like, what about the car that's actually helping you get you from A to B, right? It's just everything's temporary, right? So having an attitude of gratitude is really important.
Power of positive thinking.
Yeah.
And how that kind of actually ties into gratitude. But why would somebody need to have a positive mindset? Like, why can't I not just go through life thinking
negative?
Everything sucks?
Oh, yeah, that's the big one, right? So it has a little bit of a spiritual aspect to it as well. Positive, you can't really see it, right? But I mean, you can see it through demeanor and all that, and behavior. But positivity is important, because what you focus on grows. So, if you're always thinking about negative things, like I can't pay the bills and this, and all you see and will see is challenges and like obstacles and problems. And that's not like a corporate mindset. That's not executive. That's not entrepreneurship. You got to think about solutions, and you got to think about opportunities. And once you have a positive outlook, you can actually see opportunities everywhere. Like, you can't stop seeing them, literally. And that's what power of positivity is for me. Is that, if I'm positive, I know that this guy's hand or this lady's hand that I might shake next could be my next check. Yeah. But but it's also important for personal happiness too, right?
And you were talking about patience earlier.
Yeah.
Like the difference between passive and active patience, and the importance of grinding. Some people, they have an extreme lack of patience. So how can one become more patient, and how can one apply that to business and life to become more successful?
Yeah, that's a great question. Patience, it's still something that I'm working on. Everybody's working on it. It develops with time. It's hard to explain how to develop patience, but it's more about belief. It's like, you gotta believe 100% that, and have trust and faith in a God, right, or something higher than yourself, that everything is going to be taken care of and everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen. Now, it may not happen tonight. It may happen next year. It may happen in 5 years. It may happen in 10 years. But that's where patience comes in. Some people get so distracted by social media, and they see the young 21-year-old in his Ferrari. It's leased, right? And they think that that happened overnight, or like some sort of fast success. that usually is typically isn't the case. You need to like put 10 years into the grind before you start seeing some real results. And so it's tough, because if you knew, if you would have walked around, and I said to you, and you're gonna make $1 million next week, like, you'd be super happy because you know that you're gonna collect that $1 million next week. So why not have that mindset of like, I'm gonna make $1 million next week? Yeah, and it can happen next week, but it can happen in 10 years. It's still gonna happen. So patience, but aggressive patience, working towards your goals while remaining patient.
I guess all of these things kind of do tie into one another, but the art of reflection. So being able to actually see kind of what you were talking about with the gratitude of like, hey, what about the car that actually is taking you to work? Or reflection on maybe even negative things that you've done. Hey, I made a mistake here, I made a mistake there.
Yeah.
Why should one reflect on themselves in business and in life?
Yeah, this is a big one that really helped me. My doctor actually brought this up to me, because when I was actually younger, I used to always point my finger at people and blame people for, oh, this is happening to me, and this person did this and that person did this. And the truth is, when you point your fingers, you got 4 fingers pointing back at you. So you should take accountability, in your actions, and reflect. And that's what it does. Like, if you're able to reflect, you're able to adjust and make improvements on the fly. If you are not mindful of how you are operating, there's no room for improvement. You can go down certain paths where it's too late to get out of. So reflecting, being accountable, and being mindful is something that all entrepreneurs should work on. And there's several techniques that I've used that helped me in my personal life, like breathing and mindfulness and meditation and slowing down your thoughts, because they say the mind is a monkey and it's bouncing all over the walls. Like, I could be sitting here in this very beautiful spot, but my mind could be thinking about, hey, we didn't get breakfast yet. Right? And we got to get some breakfast after this. No, that's what I'm saying. Work hard, play harder, right? So that's the life. We enjoy it. But going back to your point, reflection is good, because it's about awareness, analysis, and improvement constantly. Growth.
The quicker you can realize your mistakes, the quicker you can change course and direction and not make those same mistakes, because you might make a mistake, not realize it, and then repeat the same mistake 6 months later.
That's right.
So,
Okay.